My name is Drew. Once again, I want to welcome you back to my channel. The fragrance we're going to talk about today is by Sapil, and it's called Bound for Men. As usual, we're going to do a deep dive and or first impressions into the fragrance right after we come back. Welcome back. And once again, I want to stop you. I want to thank you for dropping by my channel and hope to see you back in future episodes to come. If you find any value in the information offered, please consider subscribing to the channel and also hit that like button so that the algorithm will help push the video out and so that you don't miss any future episode. Let's talk. Okay, let's break this Sapil down right now. This Bound for Men. The main, of course, are amber, citrus, aromatic, warm, spicy, leather, animalic, white floral, fresh, spicy, sweet, and vanilla. Let me see. It doesn't really say, but the breakdown is people say it gets a 4.24 out of 5 with 250 votes. Let's go down here and see what the actual notes are. The top notes are cardamom, green mandarin, green apple. The mid notes are orange blossom, lavender, nutmeg, and then we got amber, tonka bean, and leather as the base note. Let me see what they got to say about this particular one. It says this particular is Bound for Men, opens up with a sharp fruits, making you fresh and alive and ready to take on the world. Cardamom teamed up with nutmeg as a warm presence, joined by the radiant brightness of orange flower and lavender. As the shadow grows longer, a robust base of statements, notes merge to tell the people of the world that you are. Warm tonka, deep leather, and golden amber add strength to your signature, making sure you always will be unforgettable. Let's get it on the test strip and we'll go from there. And what I forgot to mention is this particular one is a cheapie, but it's also a clone of a very expensive fragrance that came out by Armani, and it's Armani Code Profumo. That's what this is a clone of. Now, this particular bottle is glass with some type of snake skin feel around, some kind of leather rat around it with a plastic lid that's stuck on it and a plastic top. Got some pretty good grip on it though. This particular holds on pretty tight. So I think it can hold the bottle up pretty well. But let's go ahead and get it sprayed and see what's happening here. Let's see, we got a test strip coming. Let's check out the atomizer. There's a pretty good amount coming out. Not pressurized, but this particular, as far as the price, I forgot to mention earlier, you can get this anywhere from $20, I would say $15 to $25. So let's go ahead and talk about it. It's kicking up already. This particular one is hitting. I can tell you that right off the bat. When I first got this, I really was surprised at the quality of the scent based on the price that I paid for. This one I got on a humbug. But let's talk about it. Right off the bat, you're gonna get that cardamom, orange, green apple up front. I can tell you that right now. That's what's hitting my nose. I don't want to get it too close or whatnot. My throat's a little bit scratchy today, but that's what I'm getting off the bat. And it does project. I can tell you that right now. Yep. Underneath, you're gonna pick up a little bit of that floral note or whatnot. I do smell the lavender nutmeg, because to me, the nutmeg with the apple and the cardamom seems to be up top. And it does have an orange note to it, but it's not very citrusy. This particular, it has some backbone to it. This is not a weak fragrance at all. Excuse me. But as you give it a few seconds, you let it dry down, you definitely pick up the floral essence of it. I'm getting some of that lavender or whatnot, which gives it a more of a cologne type feel, because it definitely does not smell like food. This is not a gourmand. It kind of has a hint of it, but this is not a gourmand in my book. But that cardamom, orange, apple, that nutmeg is like it's all mixed together. And it has some push. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't think this particular one is gonna do well with a whole lot of heat. I particularly wear this one in the fall and the winter. That's basically the time that I particularly break it out. But I don't think it's gonna do too well when it get too hot. But as it's coming down and whatnot, I'm still getting a lot of that top note. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not getting a whole lot of come down. It's just pushing. That's basically the best way I can describe it. Now, as it does have a creamy background on it, it's not in the forefront, but you can definitely tell it's there. I guess that would be that tonka bean or whatnot. And I do pick up some amber. And it does have leather, but I think the leather's giving it the base, so to speak, because to me, the leather is not in the forefront. I'm getting more of that high citrus, cardamom, nutmeg type deal. That's what I'm getting off the top. And the orange is making it so mixed it all in so that it doesn't seem like it's a gourmand. Because it's on the gourmand side. Be honest, it reminds me of something from Paco Rabanne. That's kind of the hint that I'm getting from it. But unfortunately, I have not smelled the Armani Code Profumo, so I can't attest of whether this particular one is a dead ringer. But I'm gonna be honest, this particular one smells great on its own. I don't care if it's Profumo or whatnot. To me, this is a great scent. This does not smell like a $20 scent at all. Now, this particular, I think that to buy this one, I don't think you're gonna be able to get a sample of it because of the simple fact it is so inexpensive. And be honest, I don't even know how they could put a fragrance together this well at this particular price point. This particular, I would say, if you're interested in a cardamom, appley, nutmeg type scent with some citrus, orange riding in the background, this particular, I would say, it's a blind buy worthy. If you're into anything really that Paco Rabanne put out, to me, this is on that same vein, that sweet, citrusy type deal that they have going on in their fragrances. That cardamom and nutmeg smells like something that you would cook in the kitchen or whatnot. Trying to give it a chance to mature just a little bit more before we wrap it up. But I can tell you right now that cardamom, nutmeg, apples is setting up top and it's staying there. That's why I said usually those type of spices don't really work well when it's too hot. But to me, it's an awesome fragrance. And like I said, I'm just tripping on the price tag. But let's talk about the time of the year to wear again. To me, this is a fall, winter type fragrance. Maybe you can ease it somewhat into the spring. For my nose and my taste, I don't think I would break this one out in the summer just because of that nutmeg and cardamom going or whatnot. It could get a little cloying because this particular fragrance is not weak, not at all. But it definitely hits above its weight class as far as the quality. But those spices are up top and I can see you starting to sweat and then they get a little bit cloying. So cooler weather to me would be the best time to wear this one. This is not a summertime breakout and start going crazy. Now in the wintertime, I would probably overspray. If it's 32 degrees or whatnot, in my opinion, I would probably go 6-7 spray. I go a little crazy on it because with those spices, it has enough girth that it can cut through the cooler weather, but you're gonna need a little bit more on. Because for me, on my skin, this particular doesn't last as long as I would think. This is, to me, about a 3-4 hour fragrance. And usually when I go ahead and tighten it up, or if I don't do that, I'll put something on as far as a layer, like something like Molecule 01 with Mandarin one. I'll bathe in that, maybe put 7 or 8 sprays of that because it's super light. That's something we're gonna go over later in the channel. Give it a couple of moments to dry down, and then I'll come back with about 5, 6, 7 sprays of this and just put it on top. And I'm gonna tell you, when you first spray it on, it's gonna be loud for that first, I would say 10 minutes. As you start to move around, the fragrance is gonna start bringing itself back in, give you pretty much a 2 to 4 foot sillage, and you're gonna leave a scent trail with this. I can tell you that now. This particular, though, it's not a gym scent type of deal. This is, to me, this is more a semi-formal, to casual but semi-formal, but it's too strong for a gym scent. You wear this and you run up down a basketball court lifting weights, you're probably gonna choke yourself out and other people. So I would say semi-formal, and I'll be honest, I think it could go formal, depending on the situation and where you're gonna be or whatnot. And as far as the value of it, this particular thing is a great buy. This is a great pickup, and I usually say sample, but for under $25, I think you can get it probably $10, $15. This particular to me is blind buy worthy all day long. I bought it blind buy because like I said, I saw the price and I heard some people talking about it a year or so ago. And I said, well, I'll just throw it in the cart. And when I order something else, I'll order it along with it. And that's how I ended up with it. Like I said, Joma Shop, talking about $10, $15. If you order, I think over $100, over $90, you get free shipping. I wouldn't worry about that because I don't think the shipping's no more than $5 or $7. But for my money, this particular one, Bound for Men by Sapil. We're going to leave that where it's at. This is a great scent. This is blind buy worthy. If I had to rate this one, I would give this one a 9. Probably, I would say 8 3/4 to 9 on this particular one. It's just that good. And with that, let's go ahead and wrap it up before it gets too long, and I'll see you at the next one.